Hello, Tornado60163 here with a new layout update. Before I start, I'd like to apologise for how long it's been since the last update. This is mainly because I lost interest in the other layout because I was having quite a few issues with this. The main issue was the baseboards. I had made the mistake of using MDF and I didn't support it in key areas, so after about 6 months the boards had warped. Now this had started to cause me some electrical problems and quite a few trains were uncoupling, derailing, so I just lost interest. Since then I have got rid of those baseboards. They've been ripped up and thrown away. I have since built the baseboards that the trains are running on now. This baseboard is made out of 18mm thick MDF, not MDF, 18mm thick plywood. I think it's birch plywood, I'm not 100% sure. And I have also supported it as I should have done with the other one. As you can see, I've got the pieces of wood going down the side. It's the same going across the wall that way, there, and you can see more boarding just there. I have also supported underneath. I have one beam coming from here all the way to the other side there lengthways, and I've got beams vice versa going this way and this way. So I've got two beams here, one beam length of the way. These are also made out of the plywood. I got a big sheet of plywood, I believe it was 214mm long and I think 120 wide. No, 1220mm wide. Now, as you just saw there, I'm still having a few problems with this layout, but that's mainly because of the points I'm using. I need to sort out the points. What that is, I'll show you in more detail in a minute, but some of the locos, the wheels are too big and they short circuit on the frogs. So there is an easy solution to that. I've done it on some points but not the ones on the main lines. And I'll show you what I do to sort that problem in a minute. Now you may have also seen that in the yard just over there, I have also converted my layout to 100% DCC. Now the controller I'm using is the Gagemaster Prodigy Express controller. It's not a bad DCC controller for small layouts or people just starting. It will control, I think, up to 3 or 4 locos at the same time, and I believe you can keep in memory over 1,000 locomotives. As you can see at the moment, I'm only using 21 spaces. Now the DCC decoders I'm using in all my locos are the Hatton's 6-pin decoders. I find for how much they cost, they are really good, only £17. And yeah, I can't fault them. Some of my locos have had to use special other decoders, like my Class 37, as you can see just there, that came DCC fitted. The 153 next to the 37 I bought DCC fitted as well, and also my Q1 had to have a special decoder because the Hatton's DCC decoder would not fit in the tender, so I had to buy a Bachmann one which was ever so slightly smaller. Also my Pania has had to use a special decoder. That's the Bachmann decoder that is at a 90-degree angle, and so the Ginty uses it as well. Now also since the last update, as you can probably tell, rolling stock wise, loco rise, I have got a lot. I believe everything in that shed over there, apart from the DCC Sound 108, was new. I've not had that since the last update. That is a Dapol Class 66 in Freightliner, a Graham Farish Class 57 in Freightliner, a Graham Farish Class 37 in BR Large Logo Blue, and a 153 just in that yard. The trains that are running, I've got a Graham Farish Royal Scot Class, and all the coaches that is pulling. I've also got a Graham Farish A2, that one I believe is called AH Peppercorn, and I've got all the teaks behind that which are from Dapol. I have also got I've got the Freightliner hoppers down here, as you can see. I've got the Class 66 there in GB Railfreight, that is Graham Farish, and the wagons they're pulling are MGA wagons made by Dapol. Now, there are more, I have got new locos since then. I think the Q1 is one as well, since the last update. So, I believe the only other one I have received since the last update is the Graham Farish Ginty. I have also, since the last update, I've got at Worley an A4 Valence A4, this one is Mallard. I have also got an N-Gauge Dapol HST in Great Western green livery, as I will show you. I believe it's in one of these. I've also, these trays I've got off Amazon are really good for the price. I think they're about £8, and you can see it protects all your locos in rolling stock. In here I've put my HST, and in here, once I have got it fitted with DCC in these gaps, will be my Graham Farish Class 350. Now that isn't DCC fitted yet, so I cannot run it. So what I'll do is I'll send that to be off. I'll send that off to be DCC fitted, as it has been weathered by the model centre, and I don't want to risk damaging it, and the body is a bit of a pain to take off. Now, the way I've wired up the layout for DCC is, I'll show you. As you can see just here, this is the brains of the unit. So the controller's up there, the wire runs down into the back of the system there. The power unit comes from the top, and the bus wires come from the green powered main track system and runs all the way up through there, along here and to there. That is where the bus wire connects to the main loop, and here is where I've wired up this yard for now. And what I've done is I've tried to do as little soldering as I can by using these crimp splice connectors, which I got off eBay. I believe I got about 40 for £4. So they were well worth the buy, makes life a hell of a lot easier wiring up a layout. Now, as you can see, that is how I've supported the board. What I'll do is I'll show you how these crimp splices works after I've put the camera down. Right, this is one of the splice connectors. Now, as you can see, you've got two holes, one just here and one there. What you do, you put your bus wire into that one, and you drop a wire into there. If I turn it around, you can see that there is a gap, a stopper there, and the bus wire will be allowed to run through there. Once you have done that, you just push this clip down, try and get it down all the way. As you can see, that has now pushed a piece of metal down, and then it cuts through the insulating into the copper pieces of the wire, joining the wires together without any soldering. So it means you can easily add dropper wires to any part of the layout without any need of getting the soldering iron out. The only bit of soldering I have done whilst wiring up this layout is where I've joined the dropper wires from the bus wire to the track. As you can see, when the Royal Scot train passes, I've got one just here and one just here where the sleepers have been removed. I will put some cosmetic sleepers in just so it looks a little bit better, and I do plan on, to improve reliability, putting some more over in that corner. Now, another thing since the last update, I have started on some Metcalfe buildings. As you can see, I've got in that corner, I've got the Metcalfe 2 road engine shed. I have also got the Metcalfe corner shops and pubs kit. If I get them, I have made one convenience store out of it. Now, these are really nice kits. For the price, and considering their car, they are really good kits. The detail is brilliant. As you can see, there is an interior in this shop, just there. Now, the other one I have made a pub. I've made the Queen Victoria pub. Again, brilliant detail. You can add all these little signs on to make them unique. I have also brought the Metcalfe terraced house kit. I've only made one of the houses so far. I still need to make the other. But really nice kits. Really easy to put together if you follow the instructions. And for the price, I think I paid £10 for these, and you get 2 houses in a kit. And I paid £10 for those, and you get both of them in one kit. So, Metcalfe, really good company. Highly recommend their products. Now, going back onto the baseboard, I have lengthened the baseboard, I think, by about 2-3 inches. And I think the width is still the same. By doing this, I can still have the same length straights, but I've used gentler curves. As on the previous layout, I had first and second radius curves. So that means there were some locos I couldn't run on the inner line. Say the Groenfeld A2 would not run on first radius curves. Now, what I've done now is I've gone for third and fourth radius curves by Pico, code 80 set track. So I can run whatever I want when I want. Especially the Dapo locos I can now run on the inside line. Because the Dapo locos, because of the drive shaft coming from the tender into the loco to drive the wheels, they didn't like first radius very much, so they kept on derailing. So now I can run whatever I want when I want. Now, thinking about it, I think that's all I've done in this update. Oh yeah, track plan. I have now added another siding here in this length because I've managed to squeeze them in, and I've also put like a little TMD in that area. I'm waiting for some points to turn up, and I'll make a yard in the middle for the steam locos, and that is where that shed will live. I may get another shed to put there, I may not. I'm still having an eye in about it. So yeah, that's better. Oh yeah, another thing, I was going to show you what I meant about fixing these points. So what I'll do, I will stop one of these locos, I will stop the Royal Scot. Now, what you should do to sort out this problem is, what it happens is the wheel will pass over this rail, but will also connect with this rail, creating a short circuit. So what I have done on some points, I've put a little bit of black paint just to extend the frog so it increases the insulation zone, so then it shouldn't short circuit. I have not done it on these 2 lines yet, and I will at some point, but the reason why it doesn't stop on every single time, because the loco wobbles slightly, especially I think it's this one, the A2 just coming in. So every now and then it will touch this rail and create a short circuit, but it's an easy fix, so that's not really a massive problem. So I think that's all I really have to update you on. There is quite a lot, but I've tried to squeeze it in a small video whilst I can. So yeah, that's it. Some people will probably ask how I remember the numbers of each loco. On the back of the Prodigy Express instruction manuals, there's a little table for you to put all your locos in and all the numbers, so that's how I remember them. Now, I think that's about it since the last update. I do hope on doing updates a bit more often. I won't leave it for about another year before the next one. So yeah, that's Tornado 60163 signing out.